And I guess my confession doesn't end with all that. I want to confess that I'm not as strong as I might act. I try to push through my potential, but my ceiling is still capped. I feel weak like everyone else does. I'm lost and I need a map. Someone point me back to the place when nothing else mattered except the weights on the rack. I confess like I acted like all that when I really wasn't. The guy hidden behind closed doors isn't the same class act that you see out in public. I was anything but a good man, but I don't stand for anything like that now. I feel embarrassed to admit that I thought that I had it all figured out until God swooped in, picked me up and dropped me off on solid ground. My foundation was weak. That's like training all day long without going home to eat. I'll miss a workout before I ever miss a meal. It's funny that I say that because I'll miss out on it all just to prove to the world that Jesus is real. My mistakes don't define me. Somewhere along the way I learned that darkness doesn't hide me. The storm of life will come, but I'm ready for the lightning. My light shines through my chest now so the whole world can find me. Jesus knelt down beside me and he shattered my chains. I'm no longer the same because he reminded me that my future is greater than the mistakes that I made. I'm no longer bound to this never-ending staircase. Cardio sucks, but I'll suck it up and put on my game face. We're just getting started with the plans that God gave, and today I'm preaching to you that his grace is sufficient and true. That there's a difference between who you are and what you were made to do. And what you were made to do is crush evil for a living, and that includes the fake persona that you've been giving. I'm being real because that's all I know now. It's about time you started looking up instead of always looking down at the ground. It's about time you started speaking up instead of always shutting your mouth. The world needs what you have to say, so say it with me loud. My failures don't define me. It's the fire of the Holy Spirit that refines me. My friends can come looking for me in my old house, but they won't find me. I burn that thing to the ground by the fire that burns inside me. I lock lust up in the bedroom, guilt and shame up in the attic. I can feel this place heating up and I don't even need any matches. Everything starts getting clear the closer I get into holding my own fear captive. I chase them up the stairs and let them crying under the mattress. Yeah, you better be scared. I had it with you always whispering in my ear. You did nothing but hold me down, but now I'm finally prepared to destroy every last piece of you. You thought you had me all figured out, but I guess I'm the one that's teaching you. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot about Doubt. He must be trapped in the closet still because lately I never let him out. He's a tricky little guy, but maybe next time before he makes himself at home, he'll take his own advice and think twice because he should have known. I used to feel alone until Jesus let me into my zone. Don't let me into my zone because I'm definitely in my zone. I walk out the front door and turn back and look at what I've done. Man, I can't believe I've been holding on to this for so long. These flames remind me that the night is always darkest before the dawn, and Jesus is taking me to new places that I never would have gone. It's crazy now because I can finally see. I'm confessing all these things, but I'm really just releasing all of me. Jesus gave me hope and that's all I'll ever need. So I guess that means I can finally get rid of this key. Because if there's one thing I do know, the truth will set you free.